So you made the choice to go to raw. Here's some quick tips on how you can better transition your dog over to some high quality raw food. So the biggest step at the beginning is to gradually switch your dog over. It's not an overnight process. It's a slow, easygoing process is how to best switch over your dog's gut to a higher quality raw food, because there's going to be a lot more nutrients in there, and your dog's gut microbiome, if you're switching from kibble, is not really prepared for that quite yet. So every dog is different, but a general rule of thumb is that on the first 1 to 3 days, replace 25% of your dog's current food with a high quality raw food. In those days, make sure you monitor your dog's poop. Their poop should be getting smaller and darker when you're feeding them a raw food, and they should be going to the bathroom less. Once you see that change start to happen, that's when you can transition into the next step, which is balancing about 50-50% of your dog's food. The same steps, just like that. Just as soon as your dog kind of gets their body used to processing this high quality food, then just keep slowly going up on the percentages all the way until you're 100% ready to completely switch over to raw, which generally takes about 10 days. Another way to transition is just to completely flip them over. That's something that you can do, but we don't really suggest. You also can try to switch them over completely in one day. I don't usually suggest this for most feeders, but a young, healthy dog that is already on a raw diet, like if you're going from another brand to Bonehead, you could definitely try to switch them over to cold turkey. It might cause some loose stools for a little bit, but that shouldn't be really a problem with raw food. If it's something that you see and are concerned about, just back off on whatever food you're switching to, and just focus on making sure those stools gain function again of being solid and usually smaller, less frequent bathroom breaks, and a little bit darker in color. Another way to do it is the AM/PM split. Say you do kibble in the morning and then our raw food at night. This is good for people that are on the go, busy, and you can honestly continue to feed your dog like this forever if you wanted to. I know a lot of people that do this just because it saves some cash and then also introduces that raw diet that helps your pet's gut microbiome. Eventually, the idea is to move them completely to raw, but I know that some budgets can't really support that. So however you could get raw in their diet, that's a big first step. In the first 2 to 3 weeks, you should always stick with one protein. You want to slowly transition your dog, and part of that is transitioning them with a single protein. A few tips: keep meals simple. I would just start with the Ancestral Blend before you start adding other things. The Ancestral Blend is meant to be a complete base that is good for your dog. Eventually, you can add in whatever you'd like to it. It's just a good starting point. Avoid the rich extras like oils, potentially some other toppers, that sort of thing. I would just stick completely with one solid basic Ancestral Blend, like what we have in Ancestral Blend. You can add a few things like goat's milk, things that are good for digestion. Also, stay consistent. You don't want to switch off of this too early before you start seeing the benefits. If your dog's having loose stools, that is just your dog detoxing from whatever it was eating prior to that. So here's some portion guidelines for you. Adults ideally should eat anywhere from 2 to 3% of their body weight in a single day. An example of this is that a 50-pound dog should be eating about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds in one day. You need to split this into 2 meals for better digestion. Your dog is not capable of digesting all of this all at once, especially if they're starting to transition. A few good things that you'll notice: smaller, firmer poops, more energy and alertness, and a way better coat. Healthy, soft, that's the fat getting in and repairing your dog's coat. There'll also be less itching and allergic responses in your dog. A few things to look out for in particular, especially in older dogs that have been eating kibble their entire life. Sometimes their guts are, a little too far from repair. You can definitely try it, but things we caution against is being over optimistic. One of the things that you should look out for is vomiting that lasts longer than 24 hours, diarrhea with blood, extreme lethargy, or refusal to eat. And make sure to consult a vet or other trusted veterinarian professionals in your life. A few great raw feeding professionals that I trust is Kayla Kowalski for dogs, and then also Alice E. Wright, who actually helped us with the cat food mix. So she's a great resource, and her book, The Raw Facts of Feline Feeding, is a great, fantastic book. After your dog is successfully transitioned to raw feeding, you could start rotating your proteins. We recommend about 5 days, because if you think about a dog in the wild, they're not going to eat the same thing every single day. They're going to kill something, they're going to find something, they're going to scavenge something that's going to be a different animal. Like one day it might be a cow, the next day it might be a goat. One day it might be some sort of bird, next day it's some sort of fish. It's always going to be rotating. Make sure to start adding raw meaty bones as soon as you can. Raw meaty bones are a great exercise for your pet, just to gnaw on something and chew something. And also it's great for their teeth. Make sure to add some sort of topper to your dog's meal. It can be something like goat milk. It can be another thing like some of our fantastic topper options. It's good for dogs to search through their proteins and look through different bowls and find their favorite little morsels of, sheep kidney. Remember, transitioning is a process. It's not something that will happen overnight, but in the long term, you will see all sorts of great things with your dog. For you, spending a little bit more upfront for your dog's health, they're going to reward you with many years extra with you. And having your best buddy around is worth everything. More tail wags, more zoomies, and just more time with your best friend. That's what we're about at Bonehead. Follow along, subscribe, like, do all those things, and we hope to see you guys around.